think I have everything in order now. A normal streamer would talk to their chat, but I don't have a chat till after it uploads, so there's that. Off your music goes, because I need to open. If this takes 5 million tries to open again, I don't know. I don't know. Like I think I said in the chat, I tried filming this, recording this earlier today, but, I recorded 51 minutes with a muted mic. So that's fun, but anyways, okay, it's taking a bit to open. Just give me a minute. Look, my computer's very slow. I'm running on a little Dell laptop here. I don't have any, like, fancy big computers. Open. I don't know how long this is gonna take to open. La 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 la. I opened it twice. Close one! It's not closing. Okay. I clicked open multiple times. Give me a break. My game capture isn't working. Okay. Okay, I think I got it working. This may be like a, oh, holy voice crack. This may be like a little bit, like, what was I saying? Sorry. It is 12 at night. I got to keep my voice down, if I'm being honest, because, I do not live alone. So, yeah. Also, excuse my, like, voice impressions. I'm not the best with a lot of these characters, if I'm being honest. But just know that I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. It's gonna be ass, but I'm trying. You can, like, turn the audio up a little bit. Hello, hello, hello! Okay. Because the music is extremely loud from my point of view. Where's the audio? Okay. That should do it. Okay. Now, I have to restart. because, like I said, I tried to do this earlier today and it didn't work. Also, I think I'm dyslexic. I'm not diagnosed, but I think I'm dyslexic, so if the reading is ass, that's why. Disclaimer, this game is fan-made and is in no way officially affiliated or endorsed by Glitch Productions or Gooseworks. All events and interactions in this game are non-canon. Please do not reach out to harass anyone on Glitch's production team about this game. This game contains bright flash transitions. Welcome to the amazing digital dating simulator, a slice of life-styled school setting where anything and everything is possible. I'm Kane, and I'll be your principal for the duration of your stay here at the amazing digital academy. Help your classmates pull pranks on the teacher, become a straight-A student or a rule-breaking delinquent. All this while possibly finding love along the way. But enough about my wonderful creation. Let's get you enrolled. First things first, what uniform will you be donning? Well, I want to be a femboy, but I know if I choose this, it's gonna register me as like a female, so I'm a dude. Sounds good. How about your name? What shall we call you? Well, I usually go by Chris. I know my channel and stuff is Oku, but I usually go by Chris. Chris, huh? Are you sure you like that name? Yep, that's my name. Alrighty then, Chris. Then let's head inside. I got me some tea. Fuck, it's hot. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm a transfer student to the amazing Digital Academy. My parents moved to the countryside after a vague, tragic event that changed the course of our lives. After I said goodbye to all my old friends, my parents got my transcripts and packed up the car. Today is my first day at this new school. I glanced down at my class schedule. This should be English 101 with Mr. Kinger. So, where's the teacher? As I step into the room to let in any other students that might be late to class, someone else hops into the room. The figure looks like a tall white piece from a gaming set. Specifically, he looks like a king in chess. It takes me a moment to put two and two together, but when I do, I almost groan at the pun. Surely his name can't really be... Hello, my name is Kinger. You must be pleased to meet me. Mr. Kinger extends a gloved hand, which I shake more out of instinct than out of genuine sense of excitement. Good morning, students. On the docket today, we have a new student named... Oh, God. What's your name again? I'm Chris. Don't mess with me, and it will be good. Righty-o. Go on and take any open seat, Chris. Most of our students don't bite. One of the other students, a purple rabbit, seems to grin at this. I take a moment to think of who to sit by. I know there's no, route for Kinger, but I can still sit in his chair. I sit on Kinger's open seat behind his desk. The chess piece blinks at me for a moment before surveying the other open desks. He seems content to let me take a seat. I guess you're the teacher now. The mismatched figure speaks up, raising their hand before calling out to Mr. Kinger. Very funny, Kinger. You have to teach the class. Now make them pick another seat. Mr. Kinger looks at me apologetically. Sorry, but them's the rules, kid. Jaxie boy. Oh, Jaxie boy. I sit down next to the purple rabbit. He looks bored by Mr. Kinger's lecture. As I take a closer look, I see his name is written on a nameplate on his desk. Apparently his name is Jax. As I get a closer look at Jax, I also see he's working his jaw. Is he chewing gum? He catches me looking at him, and I almost apologize for staring, but I can see he isn't offended. Instead, he grins quietly before putting a finger up to his lips. He takes the chewed gum between his gloved fingers, reaching out towards the girl in front of us. The girl in front of us has a ribbon for a body and a comedy mask for a face. She's paying close attention to Mr. Kinger's lecture, and Jax is reaching out with the gum in his hand. Is he going to stick it on her mask? Keep quiet. Jax reaches forward with practiced stealth, sticking the wet wad of already been chewed gum to the ribbon girl's mask. The ribbon girl lets out a quiet shriek of discomfort, flailing her arms as she desperately pulls away from Jax. Ew, Jax! What is that? What did you do? Ew! Her whines and desperate flailing is a little funny, even as she feels around blindly behind her mask. Her movements attract the attention of Mr. Kinger. What's going on? He seems aware something is going on, but he doesn't seem to know what. How is this guy teaching us? Jax is just picking on Gangle again. The mismatched figure pipes up from next to Gangle. It's evidently the ribbon girl that Jax just stuck his gum to. Here, Gangle, let's go to the bathroom so we can wash it off. Oh, yes. Carry on then, Zubul. Nothing phases this teacher. Zubul glares daggers into the rabbit as they leave. What? It was funny, right? Back me up here. Jax turned to face me. Yeah, that was hilarious. Jax smirks as I take his side. It's a pretty good prank. Heh, you're not so bad, new kid. Maybe you can teach these losers how to grow a sense of humor. I smirked back. Maybe things at the school won't be so bad. Taking a sip. I was just settling into my desk and getting used to this place when something burst into the room. Principal Kane! How exciting to have you in our class today. The new figure turned to address us. At his side was a bubble with razor-sharp teeth. I don't think I'll ever get used to the school. Kinger, class, how do you do? Principal Kane extends a hand, gesturing to all of us, freezing in place. With a sound like porcelain grinding against porcelain, his teeth slam shut. His eyes slowly extrude from his teeth like they're not solid objects. Chris, wasn't expecting you here. Manic enthusiasm suffuses his voice as he points his cane at me. Maybe you'll be the secret ingredient to make the school interesting. He pauses for a moment, rubbing the base of his chin in contemplation for a moment. Is there a reason you're here, Kane? Zubul speaks to him like they're addressing an annoying insect instead of the principal of the school. Kane perks up. That's right, the reason I'm here, to make sure we all have an enriching academy experience, one filled with fun, danger, adventure. He begins to list more and more descriptors, increasing his breakneck speed until I can't even tell what he's saying. And most of all, interesting to our studio audience. He turns toward the window and stares out of it for a moment. Is he addressing somebody? There doesn't appear to be anyone outside. However, the numbers are in, students, and it turns out school dramas are just white noise. Normally, this is the time that I'd tell you that means the end of school life as we know it. Kane bites on his hands in mock horror. Class and Kinger play along, gasping at this revelation. Gangle looks ready to burst into tears. However, my sweet-toothed students, your benevolent principal has found a way to bring public interest back to the school in a major way. At this point, the sharp-toothed bubble next to him pipes up.
How are you bringing interest back to the school, Mr. President?
Kane shoots the bubble a confused look, but hits his stride a moment later. You see, my little Tomar Emeralds, what's one thing no academy around here has ever had?
A cast of colorful characters.
A competent principal. Adequate funding? Kane shakes his head. Wrong, and surprisingly right, but also not relevant to what I'm talking about. No, school around here has had a culture festival. No school around here has had a culture festival celebrating the unique talents of its students. So I, being your benevolent principal, decided to put your class in charge of throwing the best culture festival this side of the Pacific Ocean. Make it flashy. We gotta keep the interests of our investors after all. Egads, I'm almost late for my deep tissue massage. Alright, Kinger, I'll leave you the list of everyone's responsibilities. You all have 5 days. Break a leg or two. And as abruptly as he appeared, Kane darts out of the room, disappearing from view as he heads to his appointment. Alright, class, let's see what roles Kane assigned to each of you for the culture festival. Kinger lifts a paper from his desk and begins to read aloud. Ragatha, as a class representative, I trust you to organize the other students and make sure the festival proceeds with no issue. You can count on me. I don't know how to do a Ragatha voice. Zubul and Gangle, you two will work on art to promote the festival. We have a pretty big school here, so we'll need plenty of posters and some art to display during the festival.
I don't know. I still don't have anything I'm comfortable showing everyone else.
Pomni and Jax, look up what a culture festival is.
Shouldn't we do that before we start making posters? No, I like his idea. Plus, we gotta see what Gangle comes up with their posters. If it's anything like what she comes up with when she draws Jax!
Gangle interrupts Jax before he can finish his thought, pleading with him to stay quiet, and as my mouth doesn't move, because the class erupts into chaos as Zubul and Gangle argue with Jax. Pomni tries to find out what a culture festival is, and Ragatha tries to salvage what remains of class and get her classmates to pay attention. For his part, Mr. Kinger seems content to let the students bicker amongst themselves. Maybe he didn't have the rest of his lesson planned and is just waiting out the lunch bell. As if I had summoned it by thinking of it, the lunch bell sounds. Everyone drops their argument and files out of the classroom. Time to find out what I'm doing for lunch. After my chaotic first half of the day, I had worked up quite the appetite. Cafeteria was bustling with unfamiliar faces. Around me, there was a selection of places to buy lunch, but none of them stood out from one another. I pick up something to eat at the nearest food place and set about deciding where to sit down. Still, as I scan the bustling lunchroom, I don't recognize anyone from class.
I'm gonna take my lunch back.
If I do this, then I think I'd see Kinger, but this is like a Jack's route, so I have to do this. Walk into the library with my tray in hand. I peer through the rows of dusty, cluttered shelves, and I see Jax and Pomni by the tables in the middle of the library. Even from here, I can tell Jax is up to trouble. He's tapping his foot impatiently and pacing back and forth. I can barely make out Pomni craning her neck to peer up into the tall bunny's yellow eyes. As I gingerly maneuvered between the shelves, trying to avoid spilling the creamed corn casserole I brought from the cafeteria, I can make out some words.
With Kinger asked us to...
I can't hear Jack's response, but I don't have to, as he mimics Pomni's mannerisms, tilting his head from side to side. As I get closer, I can hear her trying to reason with the stubborn rabbit.
We should at least try to do what he said. I don't want to be the only one who didn't do anything to help.
Against my better judgment, I creep closer, nearly tripping over a step stool. I manage to creep into earshot.
Why? This whole thing is pointless. I know we'll even notice if we bail. Trust me.
Jax crosses his arms, leaning back and letting out an annoyed sigh. As he leans back, he catches sight of me. Oop.
Hey, new kid.
He calls out to me.
What do you think? We should just dumb culture fair thing, right?
Their name is Chris, Jax.
Second off, they were in class with the rest of us. I bet they want to stay on Kane's good side as much as the rest of us.
I guess I can't do Pomni's voice.
I bet they'd rather do something fun like pulling an epic prank.
Pomni gives me a meaningful look. Jax shoots me with a mischievous grin. I feel like I should choose my response carefully here. Well, I'm sorry, Pomni, but that sounds fun, Jax. I don't care about the culture fair. Let's go pull a prank.
Huh, see, Pomni? The new kid's cool.
Alright, well, you two have fun then. She turns back to the shelves while Jax ushers me out of the library.
Later, Pom-Pom.
My window is lopsided.
That Pomni, huh? She can be so needy.
Jax smirks, rolling his eyes.
Not like you, huh, new kid?
I'm not sure how to proceed for a moment, but I have a feeling I know what Jax wants me to say. Yeah, I'm down for anything. I give Jax finger guns, which he scoffs at before grinning at me.
You're so cringe. But since you're so eager to get on my good side, I came up with something fun for us to do. Let's go on a little field trip outside.
Are we allowed to do that? X rolls his eyes.
Jeez, you sound like a broken toy. Is that the only thing you say?
I shake my head. I don't want to disappoint Jax.
It doesn't matter what we're allowed to do. It matters if we get caught. So keep up, new kid.
Finds a door leading to a field, slyly pushing it open before pounding through. I have to sprint to make it through before the door locks. I'm adjusting my window. Hold on. Okay. The door leads us out and onto the softball field. I didn't even know this school had a softball team. Jax gets on all fours, putting his head almost even with the ground as he crawls around. Is he looking for something? Jax, did you lose something out here?
Shut up. I'm looking for something.
In a few hours I've known him, I've never seen Jax take anything so seriously. Get down to my hands and knees too, checking each blade of grass for anything remarkable. So focused I forget my surroundings, bumping face first into the seat of Jax's pants. He wheels on me.
Don't try to get fresh with me, new kid.
I blush as I crawl back a few paces. Sorry. Jax shakes his head.
You even know what we're looking for?
Shake my head. I didn't want to make him angry by asking.
How do you think you're going to find what we're looking for?
I blush again as I realize he has a valid point. So, what are we looking for?
A centipede.
A centipede? Jax doesn't look amused that he has to repeat himself.
The centipede.
We spent the rest of lunch searching, but just as the bell rings, I find a centipede crawling near a rock pile. Jax, I found one! I hoist the insect up by its rear end. It flails around as it tries to escape my grasp, its stark legs wriggling in discomfort.
Jackpot!
Nice job, Chris. You used my name.
No, I didn't, new kid.
I squinted at him.
You're imagining things.
He puts on an unreadable smirk. Guess I'm not getting him to admit it to anything.
But this is one fine specimen. Okay, what are we doing with this? Are you an insect collector?
Sorry, wrong voice.
Ew, no.
He shakes his head before he drops the centipede into my backpack. Hey!
Calm down. We're gonna put this in Ragatha's locker and then hide out and watch her open it.
Why?
'Cause Ragatha hates centipedes.
I paused for a moment, not fully understanding why we would do that. So, why are we putting one in their locker?
Because it's funny, new kid. Try to keep up.
I don't know if I agree, but this is the happiest I've seen Jack since we started hanging out.
Come on, I have a key to let us back inside.
Pulls a ring of keys out of his back pocket. How did he get those? Looks like a set of master keys to every door in the school. Cool. Jax lets us back in, and we sneak our way up to the main stairwell and are almost at Ragatha's locker when our class rep herself shows up, strolling down the hallway.
Chris, what are you doing in the hallway?
She tilts her head, offering me a weary smile.
I've been looking for you since you didn't show up to afternoon classes.
She notices Jax and her expression sours.
Jax, you better be leaving Chris alone. Come on, Ragatha.
He offers a cartoonishly wild grin.
The new kid actually looked for me. We even got lunch together.
Ragatha looks utterly confused.
Chris, is that true?
It feels like I should choose my response carefully. She knows! My hands fly to my backpack, seizing the terrible black insect before hurling it directly at our class representative. No part of this is voluntary, every movement feeling like a scene out of a horror movie.
Yeah!
Her one eye bugs out of her head as the centipede lands in the center of her face. Jax is laughing like a madman next to me.
Holy shit, new kid. That was amazing!
Ragatha flails wildly, running back to class with the centipede on her face.
Kinger!
She runs out of earshot as she disappears into our homeroom. Jax is still laughing, taking a seat on the floor to catch his breath.
Jeez, new kid. Where'd you learn that?
I didn't learn it anywhere. I just panicked. Jax finally gets control over his fit of laughter after a few more moments.
Well, if that's what you do when you panic, I guess I need to keep you on edge.
Jax stands up, putting a hand on my shoulder as he looks me directly in my eye, grinning from ear to ear.
She hates you for sure now.
I bury my face in my hands. Now what?
Well, school's almost over. Guess we should grab our things.
I walk to my locker, entering the combination as I put my books away and get ready to head out for the day. My mind drifts to the day's events. I wonder if someone will ask me to walk back with them. As I gather my things, a familiar figure swaggers up to me.
Hey, new kid. You still hanging around?
Yep, just getting ready to head out.
What do you say? How about I walk with you after school today?
Surprised at Jax asking to walk me home, I run out of words and just nod.
Cool, let's go.
The front door is open for us, and I stand outside, waiting at the curb. My parents dropped me off this morning, and I'm sure they'll be here any moment to pick me up. Jack stands next to me for a few moments. He gives me a confused look.
What are you waiting for, new kid?
My parents. Are you waiting to get picked up too? I'm 22 years old. I haven't been picked up by my parents for like 6 years. I'm going to the dorms.
What?
What? The dorms? He looks at me like I'm an idiot.
The on-campus housing Kane designed for our class, where we stay when classes end.
Oh, that sounds nice. Wish I was staying on campus. His annoyed expression changes.
Oh, you poor little lamb.
His voice drips with sarcasm.
Kane really didn't tell you anything, did he? Look, Chris, I'd love to watch you stand out here until the sun goes down and you start shivering in your little school uniform.
Jack smirks.
Honestly, just imagining it is pretty funny.
A smile drops from his face.
Your parents aren't coming for you,
he says to me in a deadpan, before continuing.
Come on, we need to get to the dorms before it gets too cold out.
Kane only gave us summer uniforms. A chill travels through the air. I shiver in place. Jack shivers too.
I'm losing my patience.
He glares at me.
Jax, I'm telling you, I don't have any housing on campus. My parents are picking me up.
Jax just sighs.
You just don't know when to give up.
He lowers before walking away from me.
Suit yourself, new kid.
He walks off to the dorms. I'll show him. My parents will be here soon. An hour passes. The sun begins to sink below the horizon. Another hour passes. The moon is visible and the sky is darkening. It's getting really cold out here. Like, really, really cold. I looked the way Jax walked when he left me standing here. A nice warm room sounds really good right now. Where are they? I stick it out another half hour before sighing frustrated. Okay, so fun fact. This has happened to me before. So, once, like, the bus had dropped me off at this bus stop, but it's, like, way too far away for me to walk home. So I have to wait there, so I wait on my mom to pick me up. And, like, it was starting to get dark, and I was starting to get scared because, again, it's nowhere near home. So I had to call my dad to pick me up, and he was mad at me. But yeah, that's tiny story time. Did they forget about me? I walked towards the dorms, seeking shelter in the plain building. As I do, I run into Jax. Why was he heading out? Finally come to your senses, new kid? He asked, sounding tired. No, I just stepped inside because my parents forgot to pick me up. I bet they'll be here any moment. His eyes narrow in annoyance as he drags a yellow-gloved hand across his face in exasperation. Listen, new kid, get it through your head. There is no outside world. There's a school, he points to the large brick building across from where we are. The dorms, he points to the building we're standing in. And that's about it. He mutters something under his breath. Okay, then. But if these are the only two places, why were you going outside? That is... His face flushes and he turns away from me. Just wanted some fresh air. It's pretty cold outside, though. Okay, well, if everyone stays here, then I should have a room here. Show me my room, if I'm supposed to stay here. I grin, comfortable in my undefeatable logic. Huh? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're probably right. Let's go find a room so I can stop babysitting you. What? Jax grabs my hand in his as he calls me through the hallways, but I'm not complaining. Just another way for us to hang out together. As we walk through the hallways, 1,000 questions rush through my head. We pass a traditional Japanese-style door. Gangle. Pass a door that's half blue and half red. Pomni. We pass a dark door with black and yellow caution tape crisscrossing it. Me. Pass a door that looks like it belongs in a ranch-style home. Ragatha. Pass a sleek door with bright geometric shapes all over it. Zobel. We come to the end of the hallway, finding a plain wood door with a brass nameplate listing my name. And this must be you. I stand there in a stunned disappointment. Are you going in, or... He looks sort of annoyed I haven't opened the room yet. I twist the handle and open my bland door into... an equally bland room. Gray mattress sits atop a wooden bed frame with plain white pillows. A dark green comfortable with a school emblem on it has been neatly folded. In a back right corner, a beaten-up metal desk sits with a computer that looks almost as old as the desk. A neat stack of papers and a set of black pens and pencils have also been provided. Wow, pretty boring. I try to look around the room for anything to dispute these words, but come up empty. He walks to the center of the room and looks around at the plain interior. Not beating the NPC allegations with this one. Huh? NPC? You think Kane would have put a movie poster or something up? Yes, he thinks you're boring, huh, Chris? No, I'm sure my parents just... Jax has stopped listening at this point. He's striding out of my room. What a waste of time. Wait, Jax, aren't you going to say good... Jax slams the door in the middle of my sentence. Night. I give up on any expectation I have for Jax being polite. Even if he skipped out and saying goodbye for the day, I feel like I might be making a connection with Jax. Maybe. I lay down on my bed, defeated by the day. It doesn't take long for me to drift to sleep. It doesn't feel like I was sleeping long when the lights in my room flash on as if overridden by some remote console. The room to my dorm flies open as confetti sprays from the fire sprinklers. Doesn't it violate some sort of building safety code? Hello, my darling toy box characters! Principal Kane announces from what sounds like the hallway. Well, time to investigate. Kane, what the f*** are you trying to pull this late at night? Haha, Zubal! His laugh is fast, forced, and manic, as if he's used to this treatment, but none too pleased by it. You're lucky I even let you get sleep. This he blurts out in a harsh monotone for recovering his cheery demeanor. I'm here because even with the culture fair pulling in new viewers, even still not hitting the numbers that the Academy needs us to, which is why I've secured us a sponsorship. Stresses out the last word, using some sort of effect to apply an ethereal reverb to his words. Without further ado, I introduce you all to Jumbo plays from somewhere in the background. Ragatha looks a little more awake, but the rest of us are still trying to shake off sleep to understand what exactly Principal Kane is talking about. The Wacky Watch! You see, the vendors for Wacky Watch have been having trouble finding a good audience for their product. But now we have the perfect setting, teen drama.
But we're adults. I'm actually...
Now, Gangle, I know this is a lot to take in, which is why I've already taken the liberty of affixing a Wacky Watch to each of your wrists. Each of us glanced down. To my shock, the watch is already on my wrist. How did they get there? What in the... And don't try removing them either. They've been affixed to your wrist with a very special adhesive. And if you do try to remove them, let's just say they'll be taking a little piece of you with them. I can hear Gangle beginning to whine as panic sets in. Pomni tugs at her Wacky Watch, but no matter how hard she tugs, the wristwatch stays affixed, her glove stretching like a rubber band as she pulls at the watch. Ragatha just looks down with a resigned sigh. Kane, I can't remove the arm with the Wacky Watch. What the fuck? Principal Kane ignores our complaints as he continues his monologue. You see, my turtle doves, in order to secure the funding we need to make to date 5 in the culture fair, I need you wearing the Wacky Watches at all times. Luckily, I secured a deal where I won't need all of you to do ad reads, but it is of paramount importance that none of you insult or try to disable your Wacky Watches. Good luck with school life. Can't wait to see what you do with the culture fair. Bye! Just at the last syllable as his body folds in on itself an infinite number of times, disappearing from sight.
Well, I know it isn't ideal, but at least we can all talk to each other now. Should make communication about the culture fair easier. With the sound of breaking glass, Gangle's comedy mask shatters, falling from her face. Tears well up in her eyes. I don't want a Wacky Watch.
Seeing the situation unfolding before her, Pony pipes up.
Well, I think it'd be useful. And look, Gangle, there's even a picture chat function where you can send people things you draw.
Pomni goes over to the Gangle, lifting her wrist and pointing out the picture chat function.
That is kind of nice.
Gangle sniffles.
Yeah, that's the right spirit, Pomni. Now let's all get some sleep before we start classes again tomorrow.
Everyone's door closes. I hear a muffled shout from Jax's door. What the heck? Why is there a watch stuck to my arm? I decide to hide in my room before Jax looks for someone to take out his frustration on. I flick my dorm light off as I close my door. I check my Wacky Watch. I got a text from Jax. He has set his avatar to a picture of himself flipping off the camera. What the heck is up with this stupid watch? Why can't I take it off? I did not consent to this. I laugh. That sounds like the Jax I know. You didn't miss much. Apparently Principal Kane took a sponsorship from Wacky Watch to keep the school open or something. And now they're physically stuck on us. They really are. This sucks. Yeah, but at least we can text each other whenever, right? I guess. I hope you sleep well tonight, even though Kane stuck these Wacky Watches on us. I wait several minutes for a response, but nothing. I begin to pull the sheets over my head when the Wacky Watch buzzes with another text from Jax. Whatever. Nighty-night, new kid. Don't let the centipedes bite. As I get to sleep, I cherish the bond that Jax and I have built today. I can't wait to find out what sort of trouble we can get into tomorrow. I'm okay. How the hell is my tea not cooled off yet? Shit. I'm good. I'm alive. I am alive. Okay. We're good. That's day 1.
Yippee! Day 1!
I yawn as I awake in my room. The clock on my Wacky Watch says it's morning, but the only way I can tell is from the sliver of sunlight peeking from under my door. Hold on, I need to. There we go. I slap my school issue pajamas off and look in the closet. Series of perfectly pressed school uniforms are there with a little tag on the sleeve of the nearest one. I take a closer look. Looks like Kane left me a note. I love his little signature. It's adorable. Hi, Chris. This is Principal Kane. As part of your stay at our lovely academy, you have been provided a set of uniforms, free of charge. The price of your dorm is also included in your tuition payment. Looks like you and Jax have been spending time together, and everyone's talking. That sort of drama-seeking desperation, mismatched energy is exactly what we need to keep our studio audience engaged. Remember, Jax pushes you away just because he wants you to try even harder. That's terrible advice. As I pull my uniform over my wacky watch and glance down at it, I have a text from Jax. You head to school yet? I spy Jax as I stumble out of the room, still slipping my foot into my shoe. Jax, wait up! You wanted to walk to school together, right? Jax looks up from his watch, pausing for a moment. What? He notices me. Oh, it's you. He's doing a great job of hiding how excited he must be to walk to school with me. Yep, I'm ready to walk to school with you. Jax looks confused for a moment before slowing down. Don't remember saying I was gonna walk to school with you, but whatever. He waits as I catch up with him. What's on the agenda for today? Huh? Are we gonna pull another epic prank today? Jax shrugs. Hadn't thought that far ahead yet. I'll come up with something. We step out into the crisp early autumn air. What about you, new kid? Got any plans for today? Well, I was thinking about working on the culture fair project that Principal Kane asked us to do. I trail off as Jax shoots me a sharp look. That was the wrong thing to say. But that's stupid, so I was just gonna help out with whatever you wanted to do today. Jax's smirk is back and as wide as ever. Careful, new kid. Keep hanging around me. Alright. Keep hanging around me and something. Hold on. Careful, new kid. Keep hanging out with me and the rest of the school class really will hate you. Gulp. Gulp. We get to the school entrance just as the last bell rings. Jax turns to me as I start to follow him up to the main stairwell to class. You're really cool. You go to the cafeteria and bring me something for breakfast. I don't want to be late to homeroom. I think to complain about how I'll be late if I get Jack's breakfast. Give me something like an omelet and a bottle of orange juice. Well, at this point, he told me his order. It would be rude not to go. I step into the cafeteria to see a crowd of students at the various breakfast places. Evidently, none of the other students here care about being late. By the time I get to the front of the line, I'm already 30 minutes late to class. One omelet, please, and an orange juice. Staff member behind the counter tells me the price. But that's all my money for lunch.
Sorry, kid. No money, no omelet.
I don't want to get the stupid omelet, but I'd just be going to class late and empty-handed if I don't say yes. Okay, get me the omelet. It takes a bit longer for them to make an omelet, but I eventually collect my orange juice and omelet before heading up to the homeroom. And that's where we get the English phrase, raining cats and... Mr. King turns to me. Chris, nice of you to join us. His enthusiasm seems genuine. Ragnar gives me a concerned look. Did Jax make you bring him in that omelet? Oh, real nice, Raggy. Because the new kid wants to get on my good side, I made him do it. Time to clear things up. I did this on my own. See, dollface? New kid wanted to bring me breakfast. I mean... Ugh. Ragatha turns to me. Try not to be late to class, please. Whatever. She looks hurt by my response, but Jax is smiling. Jax passes the seat next to me, discreetly taking my breakfast from me. After a few minutes, Ragatha spots Jax eating the omelet and wheels on us. See? She raises a hand. King Eric, Chris said they brought lunch for themselves, but Jax is eating it. Who's eating Jax? He seems genuinely panicked by the prospect. Jax is eating... Chris brought breakfast and now Jax is... Mr. King turns around. Chris isn't eating Jax, Ragatha. Everything is fine. Not yet. He gives her a reassuring smile. Ragatha splutters for a few moments before sulking, burying her face in her arms as she leans forward on her desk. Never mind. I give up. She groans into her arms. Jax and I share a conspiratorial grin. The lunch bell rings, dismissing the class. I make my way to the lunchroom. As I'm exiting the lunch tray, I spot Jax. He's eyeing Gangle like a lion stalking its prey when I catch up to him. Or like a bunny stalking its carrot? I spend a few moments racking my brain for something that might be hunted by a bunny before Jax notices me. Oh, new kid. Good. I think you can help me out. Can you keep Gangle busy for a little bit? I want to try something funny. I nod. I walk up to Gangle. So, anime, huh?
What?
She looks genuinely confused, which makes sense. This is one of the first few times I've ever talked to her. Luckily, I'm a master of subversion. You know, anime. It's the happening thing. It's hard to be this cool.
I guess.
She must be intimidated by my charisma and looks. Time to dial it back a little. Yeah, if you say so. I mean, I think it's cool.
I honestly didn't expect that from you, Chris. Well, if you want to talk about anime, I guess I have a moment.
She smiles at me, an attempt to disarm me that won't work.
Which anime do you like?
You know, the cool ones. She called my bluff. Red alert, red alert.
The cool ones?
I stumble over my words for a second. How about you tell me about the ones you like?
Oh, don't get me started. I like Yo-Yo Hakoko, Quad Gun, Uzumaki Ninja, Inuyasha.
I keep nodding and smiling as Jack sneaks up behind Gangle, shop vac in hand and a dark grin on his face. He's just about to press the power button when... Is that Zubul? And they're holding a corn cob? Jax's eyes fly wide as he notices them, stepping back slowly but tripping over the shop vac. The lid goes flying as my poor companion trips over it, dust caking his entire body. Gangle turns around to see what the commotion is. I rush to Jax's side. Leave Gangle alone, or this won't be the last time you see a corn cob in an unwelcome location. Jax is still spluttering, covered in dust. Kane himself has come out of his office to see what the chaos is all about. What's going on here? You, Chris, tell me what happened. Jax was walking around with Zubul when Zubul attacked him with the shock back. He's confused for a moment, but then grins as he realizes I'm getting us both out of this. Yeah, that's right. I was just trying to clean, and Zubul over here attacked me. Are you seriously implying... Now, Zubul, you really shouldn't be harassing the cleaning staff. Jax here asked me earlier if he could use the shop vac to clean the tops of the lockers. I was surprised, but impressed by his go-getter attitude. Shame on you for disrupting his cleaning activities. Kane, that's not what... Chop, Zubul, you're coming to my office while I decide what to do with you. In the meantime, Bubble! He claps his hands. Bubble manifests out of seemingly nowhere.
What's up?
That's not his voice.
What's up?
Something like that. Clean this up. Bubble opens his mouth, extending an unnaturally large tongue as he begins to lick up the dust from the shop vac.
Blab, 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 blab.
Kane stands there, his jaw agape. Why are you like this? By this point, Gangle has made herself scarce, and Zubul stomping off to the principal's office. As you were, Jackson Chris. We make ourselves scarce as well, heading to the school entrance as the bell rings. Well, that was a bust. But at least we got Zubul put away. Hey, Jax, what happened back there? What are you talking about? Gives me a confused look. The, corn thing? Don't know what you're talking about. He tries to keep walking. Oh no, Jax, you're not getting away that easily. I grabbed the small corn cob off my lunch tray and pointed at him. His eyes widened. Put that thing down! I smirk. Aha! So you are scared. He ducks his head, looking to see if anyone is in earshot around us before addressing me. Fine, yeah. I don't like corn. Seemingly unflappable Jax has been flapped. Still, he's obviously uncomfortable, so I toss the corn into the nearest trash bin. So, what is it with corn? Do you not like the color yellow? I can't fully stifle my laughter at the thought of something like Jax being afraid of corn. He hears me and gives me an annoyed look. My gloves are yellow, new kid. Good point. What is it then? He waits until we are significantly away from the other students before answering me. All the little kernels are just... ugh. He gives me a revolted expression before smirking. But don't think you have the upper hand just because you know that about me, new kid. I found out what bugs you. I shrug, trying to play it cool like him. Nothing scares me. Jax grins at me. I don't buy that for a second. Don't worry, I'll find out. I gulp. Anyways, new kid, you heading back to the dorms? Yeah, I don't have anything else to do today. Cool, me too. I stand awkwardly for a moment before going for it. Do you want to walk back together? He raises his eyebrow at me before returning to his normal demeanor. Yeah, why not, Chris? You said my name. Huh? Oh, I guess I did. Your kid is so, I don't know, cumbersome, anyway. I was just screwing with you. I know, I just like hear you saying my name. Jax gives me a pointed look. Yep, made it weird, new kid. Jax sighs. But hey, you can at least distract people. So you're not entirely useless to me. That stunt you pulled with Rag yesterday was comedy gold.
So, I guess I'll keep you company on the way back, since nobody else will.
Yep, that's for sure after today. I need a sip. Hold on, my throat's hurting. Doing Jax's voice tickles my throat in a way. I don't like it. We make our way back to the dorms. The chill air causes us to shiver and run to the entrance. As we reach the building, we're both out of breath.
Kane and these dumb uniforms,
he mutters between breaths. I shiver.
I could go for a hot tea or hot chocolate right now.
I rub my hands together as I make my way up the stairs to my dorm.
It's too bad I don't have a kettle or anything.
I think aloud. Jax looks at me.
Yeah, no, there's a kitchen in the lounge, right? And it's like everything you just mentioned.
I blink at Jax.
Didn't know that? Yeah, you'll be lost without me, Chris. It's kind of embarrassing.
He motions me to follow him. I didn't ask for him to show me, but I can't lie, I appreciate his help as he leads me down the staircase. It's a pretty nice lounge, all things considered. I make my way to the kitchenette.
Cupboard down there has the tea or whatever else.
He points at a lower cabinet before throwing himself on one of the couches. I open the cabinet to see an assortment of different teas and drink mixes. I look for one to try. So I'm rooting around under the cupboard. I peek around the lounge. To my surprise, Jax is still hanging out here and hasn't left for his room yet. I sigh, do not question it, and just enjoy the shared moment. Should I make you some tea too? Jax looks over at me from the couch. I expect a quip or some smart remark, but instead, he simply shrugs.
Sure, I'll take a coffee. Black.
I nod. I make myself some tea, and once I'm done, I make a coffee for Jax. I can't help but feel a little happy to be spending time with Jax in a more casual environment. For his part, Jax seems more relaxed too. Or maybe he's just tired. Too tired to pick on anybody. It's a nice moment. I finish up and start bringing the drinks over. As I carry the drinks over, I notice Jax has been weirdly quiet. I go over to the couch to check on him. Sure enough, he's fallen asleep. I can't help but stare for a moment. I guess it takes a lot of energy to terrorize your classmates all day. He looks so peaceful. My bad. I end up so caught up in my own thoughts that I end up tripping over my feet, dropping the drinks all over the wooden floor. Oh shit. I'm sorry, I tripped and spilled everything. I try to explain myself, tea and coffee running down the front of my shirt. Jax has a hand on his head, still a little groggy from his cat nap. Or would it be a bunny nap? He looks down at me as I start picking up the broken pieces of the mugs. Well, Chris, you can't even make tea or coffee without messing up. He chuckles, slow clapping. Yeah. I writhe back my neck, embarrassed. Is there a mop or anything like that here? I feel bad leaving a mess.
Why feel bad about it? Just don't bother cleaning it up. But what if someone slips and falls? Then that would be pretty funny, right?
I pick myself up off the floor, determined to find a mop or rags or something to clean up the mess I made. I see what looks like a closet, the door slightly ajar on the opposite side of the lounge. Maybe there's a mop in there? Jax watches me, annoyed as I open the door and look around the closet. It's roomier than expected. Still cramped, though. I see some cleaning supplies. I'm definitely in the right area. I urge around a bit, not noticing Jax approaching the entrance of the closet, his arms crossed. It's above you. He eventually pipes up, pointing to the top shelf after watching me struggle. Who puts a mop on the top shelf? That's what I'm wondering. Who puts a mop? Huh? Oh. On the top shelf a mop sits tucked behind some boxes. Who stores a mop like that? Exactly! I'm trying to reach for it, but it's pretty hard to get a grasp on it. Tucked behind all this junk, I continue to struggle before Jax walks past me, taking pity on me. He rolls his eyes as he steps past me. Can't watch this anymore. Move! He enters the closet, the door closing behind him as he reaches over to grab the mop from behind the boxes. Here, he states, pushing the mop into my hands. I blush a bit, embarrassed at how much I've been relying on Jax. But thanks. I'm sorry I spilled our drinks. Stop apologizing so much. It's annoying, he says, twisting at the doorknob of the closet. What? He tugs the knob a little harder. No. You gotta be kidding me! He shakes his head, pulling at the knob vigorously. It's locked? I feel my chest tighten up. Come on. Jax starts banging on the door, pulling more violently. The door shakes on its hinges, but no luck. We're showered with old paint chips from the crumbling ceiling. We're locked in here. I feel a breath leaving my lungs as I clutch the mop to my chest. It's what happened to me. I barely hear him. My eyes are ringing. My ears, not eyes. My ears are ringing. My eyes are ringing. My ears are ringing as panic starts to set in. My breath comes in ragged gas and my heart hammers against my rib cage. Suddenly, I lose my balance, clutching the mop as I back into the wall and sink to the ground.
Whoa, hey. Chris, calm down.
God, we're gonna die in here. I can't to hyperventilate. We're gonna die in here. I can't breathe. Jackson's down next to me, smirking.
Not scared of anything, huh?
This is not funny. I eke out with the last of my breath. Jax lets out a sigh.
Well, we're not going to get anywhere with you freaking out like that.
He sits against the door facing me.
Just breathe.
I'm trying.
Well, I don't know. Close your eyes then. Stop freaking out.
He tosses his jacket over my head.
Imagine you're on a wide open rooftop, or wherever your happy place is.
I can't breathe in here. I manage as I cover my ears with my hands, clenching my eyes shut as I try to imagine I'm in a wide open meadow. It's surprisingly helpful. My breathing shifts from ragged panic gasp into a slow, peaceful rhythm.
You alright?
Can't talk, just breathing. I hate to admit it, but if I do anything but focus on deep breaths, I start to panic again, barely able to muster the strength to talk. How long do you think until someone finds us?
Who knows?
He looks up at the ceiling and chuckles.
I bet if they knew I was in here, they wouldn't bother opening the door.
He laughs again. It's a hollow laugh. Right now, I can only focus on me. My head is planted firmly on my knees as I continue to clench my eyes shut. Did you have any friends here at school? Jax goes quiet.
Well, definitely not Ragatha. She's way too fake and annoyingly positive. She's always trying to pretend everything is great and awesome. It's exhausting. Angle's just sad all the time. Not like she has a backbone. Zobel just chooses to be difficult to get along with. And really a stick in the mud. Mommy's alright, but she's always worrying about what everyone else thinks.
Jax's confession about how he feels about his classmates distracts me from our cramped situation, if only for a few moments. Wow. Is there really nobody at the school you like? Ash remains silent as he looks away, tinge of red in his cheeks. I can't help but blush myself before putting my head back into my knees. What was that? Suddenly, Kane pops out of thin air. His booming voice makes us both jump. There you two are! Thought you could get past the curfew rule by hiding in here, you little scamps! For some reason, he pops up inside the cramped space of the closet instead of opening the door. With a snap, we're instantly transported to our respective rooms. I feel relieved being back in my spacious room. I flop onto my bed, completely worn out from the whole ordeal. Still, I can't stop thinking about what Jack said, and what he didn't say. Why was he so quiet after I asked him if he liked anybody? He couldn't have been. I wrap my pillow around my head as I stare at the wall. Surely not. I must be delusional. As I get under the covers for the night, I can't help but think about what or who he could have meant. And that's day 2. What recording time? We're on an hour 15. Okay, I'm gonna save again. Yes, save. Okay, so I'm gonna stream again and then continue. But, like, not now, obviously, because this is an hour. And, you know, then the stream would be too long. So, yeah. Yeah. Have fun with that. Have fun with that. Have fun with that. How do I... Okay, what the fuck? Can't wait to see the non-existent comments this will get, because I know nobody's here while I'm streaming. I'm talking to myself.